How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Oceans Reviews here today. So we've got another video for you today, another episode of what did I watch this month. So essentially every month I go through everything that I watched in that said month and talk about the movies that I've watched and so on and so forth. So yeah, this has been a running series for a good while now. But yeah, I do these every month. So we're gonna, essentially what I do is I record all my watches through this app called Letterboxd, and they have a handy little tool over here where you can keep like almost like a diary of what you watched on what date, and you can also give it like a review and a star rating, of course, as well, which is great. And yeah, so that's essentially what I do every time I watch a film. I go over there, record it, and then that app helps me prepare these sort of videos. So let's get into it. Let's get into this video. So what I do is I'll put the page here and we'll just go through the days as we go through the movies, and let's get started. So first page. So first movie I watched of this month was Jurassic World Dominion, and wow, what a disappointment that film was. I absolutely hated it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was just a terrible film. Yeah, I don't even know like how I even feel now about this new franchise, or this new, the sequel, I guess, to the Jurassic Park trilogy. Like, I just don't know how I feel about these movies at all. I mean, I enjoy Jurassic World, which was the first one that they released. I enjoyed that one to some extent. I thought that was fun. But this one was just terrible. I didn't like it at all. So yeah, so that's what I have to say about Jurassic World Dominion. I really didn't like it. And then I watched The Northman. So this was available on Amazon Prime, so I wanted to give it a go because I know a lot of people have watched it. A lot of people sort of enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I think there was a bit too many psychedelic kind of scenes in it. I think that was just too much. Like, it was just way too... It was just too much of that. It was just way too much. But I kind of enjoy it. I did get some sense of enjoyment from the movie as a whole, but some of those psychedelic kind of scenes in the film just sort of, I don't know, made it weird. And there was a few scenes that at the start that I thought, okay, that's fine, but it sort of felt like it was continuing on, and it just felt kind of just weird and hard to follow. But I sort of got some enjoyment from the film. Overall, I thought it was okay, but it's not something that I'm going to return to, I think. And then I watched Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. So I released a review for that. So you can watch that on my channel. I'll link it below if you guys want to watch that review of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And then we've got Barbarian. So another horror film that has been talked about that I've sort of missed in the year of 2022. So something, yeah, that I've completely missed and I've gone back to. Yeah, I don't know. This film, I thought it was good. It was weird. It was good, but I feel like I didn't like the drops in momentum that it had. Like, it had like lots of really fast paced, and it was really good. It was getting good. It had a lot of momentum, and then it just drops off, and then it starts slowly building up again. And then, yeah, I think that's what made the film not as good. It could have been better if it didn't have that huge drop off of momentum that it had going for it. But it was interesting. It took some weird turns that you just wouldn't expect. Yeah, it was a bit of a crazy movie. It was kind of all over the place. It was. I do recommend watching it just because of how weird it is and just how full on it is. But yeah, just watch it if you want. If you're keen on horror, I'd say watch it, but it's definitely not the best horror film that came out in 2022. But yeah, so watch that, Barbarian. And then I watched Die Hard 2. So yeah, I've slowly been going through the Die Hard films as of lately. This one was really good, but I still do prefer the first film. Just in general, I think the first film is better. Yeah, this one was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was, yeah. I mean, they're quite equal to each other, the first and the second film, but I think I enjoyed the first film a bit more. Then we got Batman and Harley Quinn. So this is the first DC animated movie that I watched. Now I do have a review that's prepared and coming out for that, so that'll be coming very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. And then I watched Minions: The Rise of Gru. I don't know, it just felt like something fun to watch, I guess. And this was, it was good. Yeah, as I said, something fun. It was a bit of fun. Like literally, that's what it was. It delivered on that. It was a bit of fun, something to relax to and just have a good time with. And that was that. But yeah, it was good. It was decent. Kind of makes me feel like I want to go back and watch the others. But yeah, I don't know. That's about it. So next page. So next movie I watched was A Quiet Place Part 2. I think the Quiet Place franchise is fantastic. I love the movies a lot, especially this second one I really enjoy. So yeah, it's a movie that I return to quite frequently. It's a really good horror survival type movie. It's really good. Then we got The Pale Blue Eye. So this one is with Christian Bale, and I forget the other guy's name, but he was really good in it. Some really superb acting. Really enjoy the sort of aesthetic of the film. It's set in a really sort of the era that it's set in, the time period it's set in. It's done really well, and it looks really good. Looks fantastic. The story was pretty good. It was a pretty good thriller type film overall. It takes a pretty good twist, takes a pretty good turn that you just wouldn't expect. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. Definitely a Netflix film that is worth checking out. And I wouldn't say that too often. I usually don't say that too often. So definitely check it out if you love your thriller, kind of horror, crime type movies. And then directly after that, I watched Fallen, which has Denzel Washington in it. This movie was good. It was getting good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. There was something about it. I feel like just the ending to it didn't rub well with me. I wish it sort of ended differently. It didn't really end on a high note. It sort of ended in a way where it felt like the bad guy was a good guy. I don't know, for some reason. I don't know. It just didn't feel good, the ending. I don't know how to explain it. But if you guys have seen it, I feel like you might know what I mean. But overall, it was decent. It was a good idea. It was a good sort of thriller type film. I enjoyed it. But I'm not sure if it's something... I think it's something that I'll probably watch again, I think. Yeah, I'll give it another go. Then I watched Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. So I've been slowly going through these films, just, I guess, in somewhat of a preparation for the new film that will come out. I don't know, I just had this sort of... I just felt like watching these movies again, for some reason. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've just been going through them. And they've been good so far. They're just enjoyable. Bit of slapstick kind of action fun, really, for me. I don't take them too seriously. And then Top Gun Maverick. So I did get my a 4K player. So I rewatched Top Gun Maverick in 4K. Now, I'm gonna prepare like some sort of video relating to all that 4K stuff soon. I do have a video coming up, and I'm gonna prepare another one. So there's gonna be like 2 videos relating to that. So I rewatched Top Gun Maverick in 4K. It's actually the first time I watched it since watching it in the cinemas. So yeah, so that was really good. Then I watched The Batman. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good film. I watched this in 4K as well. I'm not sure. I feel the same about it since watching it in the theater. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think about it. It does feel a bit long now that I've watched it the second time around. It took me, I'm not gonna lie, it took me over 2 days to watch it. 2 sittings to get through the movie. So it is quite a long movie. So I do think now that I've watched it the second time, it is a bit long. But yeah, I do think it's a good film, but it's just a bit long. And then I watched the Batman from 1989 on 4K. So this was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the Joker in this, but I don't think it was my favorite Joker. But I don't know, it was a good film. It was really good. I really like Batman in this. Like, I think what's his name? I forget his name now. Why do I keep on forgetting names? But I know him. Yeah, Michael Keaton. He's a really good Bruce Wayne, and he's a really good Batman, I've noticed. Like, he's just really good. Like, he's a good Batman. But the thing is, it's kind of weird. Like, so I've never really experienced, I feel like, too much of Michael Keaton as an actor. Besides, let me have a look. So besides Spider-Man Homecoming, and this other movie, The Founder, I think it's called. The Founder, or Mick Founder, or The Founder. So in the Founder, I've known, this is the first movie I've watched him in, is The Founder, and it just sort of, his character rubs me off because of what he does in The Founder. Like, I don't know, his face is associated with that character in The Founder, and what he does in The Founder has just sort of rubbed me off as an actor. Like, it's just, yeah, if you've watched The Founder, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he's a really good Batman though, and a really good Bruce Wayne. I really enjoyed it. It was a good film. It was a good Batman film. It was solid. But yeah, that's enough about Batman. I've been going through them. So I'm going to be watching the next one soon. So we'll get to that quite soon. Now we got the next page, last page. Now we got Justice League Throne of Atlantis. This was really good. This was a really good DC animated film. Had a great time with this one. I've never seen sort of the Justice League as a whole. Like, I know there's always been a Justice League, but I've never seen all the characters associate with each other, like the Green Lantern and Shazam and the Flash, and they're just all there in one, and just their sort of synergy between each other is really funny, and it's really good. I like how they get along with each other, and sort of almost how they I don't know, like they roast each other sometimes is always, it's fun. Like, just they always, yeah, they're just all different people, and just the way they act around each other is just really fun and fun to watch. The dialogue is really good. But yeah, it was a good film. I really enjoyed it. Then we got The Strangers. Now, damn, this is a horror film I want to talk about. So, over Halloween last year, a lot of people hyped this movie up for me. Like, it was in a lot of like top 10 lists. It was in a lot, just a bunch of those lists as these people's favorite horror film. Just it was there. It was front and center for me. I kept on seeing it, kept on popping up. People kept on recommending it to me. But I really did not like this film. I think the first 30 minutes were really good. It was building up that tension and it started to get quite creepy, quite scary. But then essentially it just drops off when you realize it's just a bunch of people running around the house and banging on windows, and it's like they're smacking pans together or something. I just don't think it was a really well done horror film after that 30 minutes. It's like 30 minutes in. During that 30 minutes, it builds it up. There's sounds and there's things going on, and there's some creepy scenes. But then after that, I feel like it just starts to get quite silly, and there's just nothing scary about it whatsoever. So I was kind of disappointed about that one. I didn't think it was a good film at all. And a lot of people, recommended it. So I think I was kind of felt overhyped for me. Watched that, and then we watched Halloween, the original Halloween. I don't know, I have a few problems with this film. I feel like people are not going to like it, but I think they'll understand to some extent. I have a few controversial opinions. I really think it's a good horror film, but I don't like the idea of Michael Myers driving around in a car during the day. I just didn't think that was... I feel like that's just not Michael Myers to me. That's one of the problems I had with it. And also the bed sheet kill, where he's pretending to be the boyfriend of this girl, and she thinks he's mucking around, but it's Michael Myers with a bed sheet wrapped around his head, and that's it. And it's just some weird kill. I just think it doesn't suit the tone. I feel like the tone changes when it's, it feels comedic almost, at least for me. I wasn't really a massive fan of that. But I do think it was a really good horror film. Those last few minutes with him and, Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, fantastic. It was, creepy, it was scary, some great scenes. It was just really good. It was really good to watch. It was just absolutely fantastic, outstanding. But those are the few little issues I had. Then we got Transformers Dark of the Moon. This is where the series sort of drops off for me. This movie. Because after this, Shia LaBeouf is gone, and I feel like one of the main reasons I enjoyed Transformers in the first place was because of Shia LaBeouf. I mean, they start a movie series and then franchise, and it's got the main character front and center, and then halfway through said franchise, he's not there. It's kind of disappointing, and they change, and Megan Fox is gone as well. I'm not actually sure what happened there with all that. Maybe you guys can let me know. I don't know what happened there. They changed the girl around. Megan Fox was gone. Something probably happened, but I've got no idea. And then I watched 007 Doctor No. I've never actually seen the old James Bond films, and I feel like I really need to. It's something that I really need to get into. But Doctor No was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I really like this era of film. I think it was done really well. It looks fantastic. I really like Sean Connery as James Bond. I feel like he could be, I don't know, I haven't seen the next film. I think the next one is From Russia with Love. But Dr. No, I just feel like he embodies James Bond. He's really good at the role. So I'm excited to get into the next few movies with him as James Bond. It's a series of film that I really want to get into and complete and watch. I feel like all the movies I feel like I need to watch at least once. So I've set a goal to do that. But as far as this movie goes, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I absolutely loved Dr. No. It was a really good film, especially for the time period it's set in. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But that's it, guys. That's everything I watched in the month of January. A lot of good watches this month, and there'll be more watches. There'll be more watches next month. So yeah, I'll be back next month with another one of these videos. Please like and subscribe if you like these type of videos. I'd like to know if you'd like to see me continue these type of videos moving forward. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.